The Cowboys didn't just make one move, they made several, and each one could change the outlook of the season. Roster decisions are coming fast, roles are shifting, and at the same time, huge injury updates are finally coming into focus. Some news is encouraging, some of it is worrying, and all of it matters right now. Fans are scrambling to keep up, coaches are adjusting on the fly, and the ripple effects could show up as early as the next kickoff. This isn't routine news, this is Dallas reshaping itself in real time. Cowboys fans, stop everything, because what just happened in Dallas is way bigger than people realize. While most of the league is focused on playoff scenarios and Christmas matchups, the Cowboys quietly made multiple roster moves that are already changing the direction of this team, and on top of that, the injury situation just took another wild turn that nobody was prepared for. This is not just routine end-of-season shuffling. This feels calculated. This feels intentional. And it sends a very clear message about where this franchise thinks it's headed next. Let's start with the moves, because Dallas didn't just tweak one position. They attacked several areas at once. The Cowboys brought in reinforcements, moved pieces around, and made decisions that suggest the front office is no longer waiting around to see what happens. They're acting. Some of these moves may not look flashy on paper, but if you understand how this team operates, you know exactly why they matter. Depth has been a massive issue all season long. Every time an injury popped up, the Cowboys were forced to rely on unproven players or stretch guys beyond their ideal roles. That changes now. Dallas added help at key spots where fatigue and injuries have piled up. This is about surviving the grind. Late December football exposes thin rosters, and the Cowboys clearly believe that what they had wasn't enough. These moves are designed to stabilize things immediately, not months from now. And that alone should tell you how seriously they're taking the next few weeks. Now here's where things get interesting. These roster decisions line up perfectly with the injury updates we're hearing today, and some of those updates are concerning. Let's be real. The Cowboys are banged up, and there's no point sugarcoating it. Multiple starters are dealing with lingering issues, and the word management keeps coming up behind the scenes. That's never something you want to hear this late in the season, especially when every game feels like a playoff game. There are players who are technically active but clearly not 100%. You can see it on tape. You can see it in snap counts. You can see it in how the coaching staff is rotating guys more than usual. And when the Cowboys make multiple roster moves at the same time, that's not coincidence. That's preparation for the possibility that some key names may not be able to go at full speed, or at all. One of the biggest storylines right now is how the Cowboys are handling their defensive injuries. This defense has carried the team for long stretches, but it's been leaking oil lately. Pass rushers are playing through pain. Linebackers are limited. And the secondary has been forced to reshuffle more times than fans realize. When you hear day-to-day this late in the year, that usually means something more serious than the team wants to admit publicly. And then there's the offense. The Cowboys have been trying to find balance, but injuries have completely disrupted rhythm. The offensive line has not been consistently healthy, and that impacts everything. The run game suffers. The quarterback feels pressure earlier. Play calling becomes conservative. Dallas knows this, and the moves they made reflect an understanding that protection and depth are no longer optional. What really stands out is how quiet these moves were. No big press conference. No dramatic announcement. Just action. That's different for this organization. Historically, Dallas doesn't always move like this unless there's urgency. And trust me, there is urgency right now. The Cowboys know the margin for error is gone. One more major injury could flip their entire outlook. Another layer to this story is how these decisions affect younger players. Some guys are being asked to step up faster than expected. Others are being protected because the team can't afford to lose them long term. You can see the chess match happening in real time. Coaches are balancing winning now with not breaking the roster before it truly matters. And here's the part nobody is really talking about yet. These moves may also be early signs of off-season planning. Yes, Dallas is focused on right now, but teams don't operate in a vacuum. The front office is watching who can handle pressure, who can stay healthy, and who can be trusted when things get chaotic. Every snap from this point forward is an evaluation snap. Every injury response is being noted. The injury updates themselves are a mixed bag. There is some optimism with certain players trending in the right direction, but others are clearly questionable moving forward. Pain tolerance becomes a storyline in December. How much can a player give? How much should they give? The Cowboys have already seen what happens when stars push too hard and make things worse. That's why you're seeing smarter, sometimes frustrating decisions from the coaching staff. Fans want everyone out there at all times, but the organization is thinking bigger. They're thinking about availability, not just toughness. And that philosophy is exactly why these roster moves matter. Dallas is trying to insulate itself from disaster. They're trying to avoid being one injury away from collapse. The timing is also critical. With divisional matchups and potential playoff implications on the line, the Cowboys cannot afford slow starts or mental mistakes. Fresh legs matter. Depth matters. And belief matters. Bringing in new faces, even quietly, can reset a locker room. It sends a message that complacency is not acceptable. You can also feel the pressure mounting on the coaching staff. Decisions are being scrutinized more than ever. Every injury update sparks debate. Every roster move is dissected. And the Cowboys know that narratives are forming. Are they contenders? Are they limping into January? These next few weeks will define that answer. What makes this situation so fascinating is that Dallas still controls its destiny in many ways. Despite the injuries, despite the inconsistency, despite the noise. But the margin is razor thin. That's why today's news matters more than people think. These are not random moves. These are not routine updates. This is a team adjusting to reality. The Cowboys are telling us, without saying it directly, that they see the risks. They see the cracks. And they are trying to patch them before it's too late. Whether it works or not is another question entirely. But the effort is undeniable. So the big takeaway here is simple. Dallas is not standing still. They are making moves. They are reacting to injuries aggressively. And they are preparing for a finish that will test everything about this roster. Health, depth, coaching, and mental toughness are all about to be exposed. If you want to stay ahead of every Cowboys move, every injury update, and every breaking development as it happens, make sure you're locked in right here. Because the Dallas Cowboys are entering the most unpredictable phase of their season, and this ride is far from over.